Investigation time! Yeah! It's like electric guitar. Well, I better start by checking out Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife which went completely straight through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body, could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime, back to the garden. Don't you know, criminals return back to the scene of the crime? Are we the killer? No. Man, this music is quite extreme right now. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that might be important from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. I need to investigate. And finally look at this thing, maybe. This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? And if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place probably after 7:30. I remember there was some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. Huh? 4? What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have the impact on the structure of the world! It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If a piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. Also, 4 is actually a very unlucky number in Japanese culture, but anyway. I did my best to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Why do one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? I'm gonna put it in our truth bullets. Chicken. Let's see, what can we look at? Look at this big flower. Does it have anything to do with it? The Monokuma flower, huh? Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? Anyway, I don't think it's related to the case, so I think I'll just stay away. Never mind. Now, there's a lot of things. Let's look at this thing. These like little pieces of rock or something. These look like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like this before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. I actually don't know. What is this? Fragments near the dead body. I was thinking maybe it looks like the floor panel is like red, but it doesn't look like it. I don't know, actually. I'll think about that later. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife. It looks really familiar. Wait, is this? I mean, yeah, it's the knife that was stolen from you. That's it. It's a knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There's just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So, maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in a kind of a trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife, you know? I did a little CQC. You know, Makoto Naegi, remember the basics of CQC. And maybe then I... If this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko's the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. Maybe. I don't know. He got attacked at night, accidentally stabbed the person, and then they walked all the way here? I don't know. That'd be kind of weird, actually. And why would they have a bomb on them as well, you know? Unless somehow maybe Makoto has a second, you know? Just like in Genocider Show, there's also Genocider Naegi, as it turns out, or something, I don't know. They would check the body more thoroughly. Maybe then I found out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. A few things to look at. I mean, this kind of stands out, really. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh. These are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they get in the way of normal activity. Weird. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like a picture of a dog or something. I ain't never seen anything like it before. Tattoo. It's just, you know... It's just like those little tattoos you like find like a album sticker thing. I don't know. When you order like a Scholastic book at school and they come up with like a little tattoo thing. It's like temporary tattoos. You just put it on. It's like I don't know. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it, which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? I guess not. The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on top that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? I don't know. I guess that's it. Look at everything. So that, step away. Oh, let's look at the tool shed, maybe? Just to be sure, I should go take a look at the tool shed. They should have taken fingerprints of everybody, helped identify the victims and killers? Maybe. How would you... I mean, I guess you could. I guess you could. It could be like a DIY, you know, fingerprint. You know, you just... Maybe find some dust, I guess, or sand or something, you know, and press it on, like... maybe some ink as well, I guess. I mean, I guess you would just use ink, right? You just use ink. You just find ink somewhere. And just press it on some paper. I don't know. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? It's another tarp. Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. The top is wet, covered with mud and grime. But the underside, it's totally clean and completely dry. On one side of the tarp is wet and dirty, and something about that bothers me. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. That's it? Nothing else? Everything else is just like... Flower pots have nothing to do with the case. This has nothing to do with the case, I guess. Pickaxe. You know, there was like a whole thing with Crazy Diamond, but like... It's intriguing, but it's not related right now, I guess. Alright, nothing else, I guess. Leave. I was there, it was just like a weirdly dirty tarp on one side. I don't know. Anyway, time to get some testimonies. Oh well, it's not really testimonies, I guess. We were with them the entire time, so... Listen, Makoto. Do you remember how the body looked, you know, before it blew up? If I remember right... It was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently, the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood in the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for now, for how much blood there was in the body, I didn't see any of the ground around it. Wow, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better, too. So, thank you, too. Okay, body before the explosion. That, you know, that wouldn't be permissible in the court of law, because it'd be from memory, rather than like a actual photograph. Well, maybe not in person. Maybe not in person. What did I say? Impermissible? Can't even say the word. I mean, actually, it wouldn't be, like, you would probably be able to put that as evidence, but like as testimony rather than like proof, I guess. Photo would be better, obviously. Anyway. So, who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't wanna faint anymore. Okay, well, you're just gonna be there, I guess. What do you think about this? It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and... Well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help remember what it was, or when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met Hina, that was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? It was 9, right? Around 9? 9 o'clock? That's right. It had to have been right around 9 o'clock. Now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think you can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. Alright. That's a pretty small job. But I guess it's a clue. What do you... actually, did I... Oh, I checked the knife for it. What do you think, Byakuya? Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk with you. What do you want to talk about? I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi? Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it? Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro has been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here. So the murder could only have taken place at some point during the nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution to make sure not to go anywhere alone, we even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko. And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door. So where precisely were you? I am telling the truth, I was in my room. But I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite a disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Well, it's just like chapter 1, you know, it's like, whoops. I'm the killer? I think I've checked everything I need to do in this area. I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically the fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicion. And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true... Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe you can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room belongs to Byakuya. He has it. Again, well, I guess we'll see. Anyway, I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. I can ask. Hey, can I go in her room? Hey, Byakuya? Best buddy, old pal, old friend? If you do come up with an alibi, I'll be happy to hear it. Later at the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyokyo's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect, after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that'll be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see. Depending on my mood, I may go with you or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime, I should go look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. Okay, you gotta check out that one area. What is that one area? I don't know. There's like a red thing? Should I look at it again real quick? I'm not... nothing comes to mind, to be honest. Something about it seems familiar. It looks like one of those, like, you know, sketch things, you know, where you, like, turn the knobs. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know. I don't know. What is that? A piece of something. Look at this corpse. I figured it wouldn't be here. Oh, okay. That's what it was. It was the bomb. That's such a small thing. I would have not remembered that. That happened so long ago. And it's just like a snapshot of the bomb. I would have not remembered that at all. But I guess it was the bomb that Monokuma had. That's what it was. I mean, it makes sense. I guess the fragment is the fragment of the bomb itself. That's what it is. And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyokyo's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. He's still there, I guess. Alright. I looked all around, you know, I was wondering what it was. There was like this red thing, there's like a machine of some sort. It was like a part of like a monitor. I don't know, I went everywhere. But it was the bomb. I kind of wish Makoto gave a bigger hint, to be honest. But we never got that immediately. I don't remember what the bomb looked like. A bomb is like a bomb, you know. I don't remember the red panel on it. Or whatever. Anyway. Byakuya, let me in Kyokyo's room. You think you can go soon, Byakuya? You wanted to check out Kyokyo's room, right? Very well, let's go. Wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Ah! Wait for me! Oh, then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then... And it's open. Looks like it, thanks. Go inside. Let's invade her privacy. And look at her room. No, a pretty plain room, except maybe like a book on her desk or something. I don't know. So this is Kyokyo's room. Yeah, pretty sparse. Here's her bed. I don't see anything interesting here, at least not as far as the case is concerned. Nothing else? In the bathroom? Here's the bathroom. He might have certain articles hanging out to dry. I better not look inside. It could be related to the investigation, Makoto. Come on. There's something on the table. It's a wood block decoration. What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for the lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to the public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that. But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo? Oh, we got that. Talk to you. You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular, I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko. You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here. Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete? Something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know. Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Yeah, gave a letter. If something ever happens to her. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it. What's in that envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets? That's all that was in there. Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets. What could you mean? Well, look under the sheets. But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as soon as I lifted up the sheets, it was a big body pillar. Body pillar? Body pillows, I'm trying to say, not a pillar. What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class number 78 student registry. Makoto Ikusaba, the 16th student, hidden somewhere, or laying hidden somewhere in the school. The one they called the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. It appears to be Makoto Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room, along with the key. There was a key and blank. This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgence. I can't speak. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together and look down the profile sheet. Name: Makoto Ikusaba, the 16th student. Lying hidden somewhere deep in the school, the one they called the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. Sex: female. The ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, he was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Yes. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up to no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fender for those 3 years. Just like as a middle school. That's intense. Just a little girl. Just like using her AK-47, gunning down, enemy soldiers. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped and that she received battle training of her own volition. She played a lot of Call of Duty, basically, in those 3 years, and became an expert gamer. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Okay? Makoto Ikusaba, the 16th student. Like hidden somewhere deep in the school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. The ultimate soldier, a mercenary group. Well, I mean, in the profile it says the ultimate soldier, not ultimate despair, however. So there's the discrepancy there. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction, the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then... I never imagined I would hear the name Fender in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it? The Fender Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed war monks. You know? They have this guy, he's called Large Boss, you know, who's the leader of the Fender. No. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the world I lived in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says the Fender is already... Wow, I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and the bit player is becoming our hero. That's you. Hmm? What have you got in your pretty low hand there? Uh-oh, you found her profile. So, what if we did? Don't freak out on me. I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyokyo either, even though she did steal it and hide it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted in the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice up and devour it. Bears are omnivores, you know. Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as a school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well? Absolutely! I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, how can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking, I should probably clarify that. When you all first got together in the main hall way back when, there were 15 people out there, right? I think that first meeting may have led you to a little misunderstanding among you all. Among us, even. A misunderstanding? Are you saying? That's right. There were actually 15 of you. The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16. 16? Then... Makoto Ikusaba, the 16th student lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. The 16th student, Makoto Ikusaba, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. She's part of this school life. So the one making all the regulations is... Why? Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. I'm getting so many followers and subscribers. And since we got so many viewers now, I want to make sure everyone was on the same page. They really forced this meme, huh? I don't know. I don't know if it's a meme. I mean, it's obviously... I don't think it's intentional, you know? I think it's just... I mean, just in general, like any kind of visual novel-esque game, they always do that flashback, you know? They always just... Hey, flashback to this one thing that's like very important. They just, you know, go back to it like 50 times. I don't know, anyway. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know? Makes sense? Okay, that's all you get for now. Well, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kitty Kitty, so I'm gonna share a little secret with ya. Seriously? You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in and day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but... She wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Boop, boop, boop. Okay, now that's all you get. Monokuma's account. You know, the testimony of Monokuma. Kyokyo wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars. Wait, so the back of her hand. The tattoo. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said there were scars, right? I mean, in a way, in a way, tattoos are kind of like scars. Because you gotta, like, dig deep into your skin and literally make it, like, permanent, I guess. Literally do damage to your skin to, like, make it inked, I guess. I don't know, anyway. And that's why Kyokyo wears those gloves to hide the scars. Which means those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyokyo again? Huh? Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap? God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Makoto Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school, the one they call the Ultimate Despair, watch out for her, was a student here. Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Makoto Ikusaba, okay, I gotta stop. Makoto is the one creating the rules of the game. Why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Makoto is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student, the Ultimate Despair. He needs to make our investigation fair. Makoto Ikusaba is related to the case. Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Makoto is the killer. She killed Kyoko. Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began. But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind. Makoto Ikusaba isn't the culprit. What? Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Makoto, the Ultimate Despair, was a mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point. Makoto giving us information that will raise questions about her who would be bald, to say the least. Or bald? No, bold. It makes more sense then, to assume that Makoto isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Makoto and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true, if Makoto isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected. Well, are you coming? Alright, check the locker then, in that case. Hurry up and check the locker. That's what we're here for, after all. Alright, fine, okay. Click on it. There are wooden lockers here. They use woodblock keys, just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. Like the key we found in Kyokyo's room really does go to one of these lockers. Makoto, do you see the locker furthest to the right? That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found in the locker, right? Well, just try it. Okay. Okay. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock and... ta-da! The locker eagerly accepted the key and opened. Inside. Arrows. There are arrows in here. Looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. I guess that's, that's a clue. Strong sticks. Oh, and there's something else in the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this is used for. Is that a bloodstain? If it is, That means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow. But how could it possibly be involved? I don't know. It's just some bloody duct tape, I guess. I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. There's a lot of things, you know. There's a lot of factors here, you know. It's not very straightforward either. Because, well, I guess we'll see. Is something wrong? It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that are clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room? Or perhaps... Byakuya? Forget it. Come on. We need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location? There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fender. Fender? You mean the mercenary group that Makoto was part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research. Are you talking about the archive? That's right. The archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to. We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file related to Fender somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to the shelf in the back. He did spend all his time in here, you know, like a freaking nerd. What a nerd! No, he knows all the books in here. Here we go. He quickly returned with a file in hand. Alright, can you tell me about what you found? Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French, you know? Because obviously we live in Canada, you see. Canada, the two languages are English and French, so obviously you need to know French. Actually, I wonder... Or probably in the original translation, probably, the language wasn't in English, you know? Because in Japan, you know, obviously you learn Japanese, but you also learn English usually as like a second language, you know? Just like in Canada, you know, you learn English, but you also learn some French. Or at least you're supposed to anyway. I personally never really learned all that much French. Except to say, je ne parle pas français. Which means, I don't speak French. Anyway. I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to pay your debt 100 times over. Oh, that's a lot of debt. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is French. You know, maybe it is French in the original translation. I don't know. Anyway, I guess the equivalent. I mean, if this was like an American game, it would be like Spanish, right? You would like learn Spanish maybe or something. Anyway, Fender is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fender, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They've been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group are all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they acquired. Some, however, believe that it was mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded. Interesting. Apparently they all killed each other. Except maybe Mikuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The ultimate despair. Watch out for her. What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality. The only reality? These people are part of our world. Their battlefields are much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it. The report said something about where the name Fender comes from, right? That's right. It said Fender is the wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad will get a tattoo representing Fender somewhere on their body. A tattoo, you say? What? They got a tattoo of Fender? Could that mean? Mukura Ikusaba's profile has been updated. Uh-oh, is that it? Ding dong bing bong? It didn't seem we got a lot of information though. We learned about Mukura Ikusaba, but...
時間はありとあらゆる生物、物質、現象に地味ですが確実な攻撃を浴びせ続けているのです。僕らは少しずつ着実にダメージを負っている。そのことをもっと自覚するべきなのです。というわけで、時間ですよ。卓球裁判を始めます。
始めます。
じゃあお前らはいつもの場所にさっさと集合してください。うぷぷ、また後でね。
Alright. Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial. It would seem that way. Let's go. Alright, it's trial time. Let's go in. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. Well, you see, we've been making out in the labyrinth. No. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together. Just the two of you. What, are you jealous? Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself? Yaoi fanfic. I mean, there's probably plenty of fanfic out there for Danganronpa. Of many kinds of ships. Well, stop talking, embrace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second? He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But... we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10. What's going on? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet? Maybe he died again? You know? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... Or what? Jesus! Did I scare you? I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? Why did you make me wait? What? I made you wait? You've got all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh? I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? Huh? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? We all agree it's a violation. I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look. No. Alright, it's Kyoko, by the way. I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive? That's a ghost! Stop talking. If you wanna fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right? But it's okay that there's no particular penalty for being late. I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. Alright, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. Alright. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko. So you really didn't die? Of course I didn't die. Hey, thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps. That's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right, now we gotta deal with a Gauss. I told you, stop talking. Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we need to do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyokyo, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me! Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long. I'll be happy when this trial's all over. One after another, everyone piled onto the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyokyo before the trial started. There she go, you know? I mean, she always does that, by the way. She always just disappears somewhere and does other things on her own. So as it turns out, she's not the one that... I mean, it's pretty obvious, you know? If you remember the corpse, I mean, even if you're like a first player or whatever, like a new player, it's kind of obvious. There's like the fake nails that don't really fit her. I mean, I guess she'd be wearing nails under her gloves, but you know, it just seems unlikely. Like, why would she do that, right? And also, obviously, the Fender tattoo, you know, seems to indicate that, you know, I guess we'll see. It just seems like it's not Kyokyo. Anyway, listen, before we get started, I have to ask you, where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So... I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor? There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out? Just now. I finished my search and came back down, just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to the trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late. I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to? Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? A secret tool? I guess that's what she was. Hey, what are you doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble, Monokuma! We can go over all the details after we go through the trial. Okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her. That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her? Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyokyo made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Maybe. She's the type that studies right before the test, yeah? I guess so. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the doors slid shut. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure, rather, that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was a blinding light of despair. Oh, very colorful. I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed. Let's get on with the show! And so, the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. That involves Mukoto Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in the school. They call her the ultimate despair, watch out for her. No, anyway, alright, so there you go. Now, it's time to do this trial. Now, this trial is quite ambiguous, you know? There's a lot of things to go over. We don't really know who the victim is, you know? Compared to the other trials we've done, it's kind of obvious that someone got murdered, right? But this time, it's kind of like deliberately left ambiguous, so we don't really know who this person is. It seems to point to someone, but I guess we'll figure that out during the class trial.